order to create the LED Rasengan, I had to design a couple of 3D printed parts. First was the frame that had all the components mounted to it. A slip ring and motor will attach to it at opposite ends with the LED ring in the middle. Second part is a little sleeve that slips onto one end of the slip ring. It creates a large surface area for the LED ring to attach to it. The third part is a bracket between the servo motor and the LED ring. It also creates a larger surface area for the two parts to bond so the joint is more strong. So the first step was putting the sleeve onto the slip ring and then putting a little dollop of hot glue inside just to tack it into place. Then we had to put a little dollop of hot glue on the frame itself and then put the slip ring into it just to hold it and secure it in place. I put a little extra on the sides just to make it more strong. Then I had to put some hot glue onto the servo motor, and then I put the bracket onto the servo motor just to adhere the two together, and then I attached the motor to the frame. Next was electrically connecting the LED ring to the slip ring wires. So initially I had to cut and strip the coating off of the wires so then we could solder the two together. Usually you use white, red, and black for data, power, and ground. However, there was no white line in the slip ring wires, so I just used yellow for data. But it's still black to black for ground, red to red for power, and then here it's white to yellow for data. And the last step is just making sure that no wires actually short together, so just putting a little electrical tape around them, and then finally finishing everything up by hot gluing the wires to the LED ring base itself so that nothing gets tangled up when it's spinning, making sure that everything's cleaned up and steadily secured, and then finally gluing the LED ring to the 3D printed sleeve on the slip ring, and then gluing the other side to the servo motor. Okay, so there's been an update to this. I've had to go through several design iterations because I realized that servo motors do not actually spin that fast. They spin fairly slowly. They compromise having high torque for low rotational speed. So I've had to compromise or redesign the part to this instead. So I'm using this beefy motor that I have laying around. It's the only one that worked with the torque value. So it fits into this sleeve right here, and then the slip ring from before just sits on here as it did before, and then it should work properly. So we're going through the same process that we did before. We're just attaching the slip ring to the frame at the same mounting place, and then we're hot gluing the motor to the LED ring as we did before, and then just tacking it into the frame. Pretty much exactly the same process as before, just a different motor now. Okay, so I've wired up a basic circuit here, just plugged in all the LEDs, the motor, and everything together. Time for the moment of truth. Oh crap, okay. So it works, it just kind of broke. But that was promising. So it appears that this hot glue joint is not the strongest, so that if this thing gets caught on anything, it just immediately breaks and falls off, which is good and bad in that nothing important breaks and I can just re-hot glue this really easily, but bad in that I just have to keep doing that over and over again. So I'm going to try this in attempt number 2 and just kind of holding it in some tape rolls just to prop it up properly. So attempt number 2. Yeah, that works pretty well. The frame rate's kind of messing it up a little bit. Nice. So, clean everything up. All the wires are now glued to the side, so nothing will interfere with this or get pulled out randomly. And everything is hot glued and soldered into place. Now the last step is to somehow fix this to my arm. So my plan is to pretty much get a ruler, hot glue to this, and then somehow I don't know, make some sort of strap to attach the ruler to my forearm so that it's held there. And then I'm just gonna attach an Arduino onto here, just not glue it or something like that. And then I'll have a battery pack sitting in my pocket, powering the Arduino, and then it should work. And voila, I have a Rasengan. Okay, so now I just need to plug in battery pack into my pocket. USB cable. Going over the shoulder, probably. And then plugging it in. And then I just have a little switch here on the bottom. Hey! I have a Rasengan. Rasengan!